Alright, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Rico taking a break from the Terry McLaurin video. And then my other video I'm also working on simultaneously. I have like a weird process, but that video that I'm working on and it's coming out right after the Terry McLaurin video, before the Eric Coryell Scott Turner offense video, is why the Redskins will not take Tua with the second overall pick. But I'm going to get back to all of that. I just had to go ahead and talk about this Josh Norman situation. And I mainly just want to talk about how it benefits all three parties: Josh Norman, the Bills, and us, the Redskins. Let's get it. Alright, so former Redskins cornerback Josh Norman has signed with the Bills on a one-year deal that's worth $6 million, and it can get up to $8 million if he's able to accomplish his incentives and all of that extra stuff. And honestly, I'm happy for dude, first of all, because he's out there getting another bag. And even though he didn't produce on the field these past couple of years, really not even to the standard we expected of him at any point while he was with us, off the field though, he was like the ideal football player role model. I mean, like, him and Ryan Kerrigan are like the pinnacle as far as like community service, staying an hour after practice is done, just signing autographs and taking pictures with folks and all of that type of stuff, like going the extra mile every way that he could to give back to the fans and the community and all of that. So I've never been too mad at Josh Norman this whole time. Me personally, this whole situation has been funny with him getting burnt and all that type of stuff. That's just who I am. And I definitely can't get mad at Buddy because, like, y'all wouldn't take that bag. So somebody comes up to you, flies you in private jet, offers you all this type of money to be a top corner. Even though man coverage doesn't suit your play style, you're a zone cover corner and you already know the Redskins want to use you as man coverage, you wouldn't be like, you know what, I'm willing to take that challenge and that bag to go do it. Any of y'all watching this video lying if you gonna sit here and act like you wouldn't take the bag that the Redskins offered them.
Come on, son.
So I'm not even mad at him. I blame the Redskins for being stupid enough to give him that contract. I'm more mad at them than Josh Norman. Plus, with how he got that touchdown score to him against the Giants, that helped secure our second overall pick for getting Chase Young or whatever else we might end up doing with that pick. But yeah, man, I'm happy for Josh Norman. He's getting $6 million, possibly $8 million, depending on how well he performs and all of that type of stuff. And he's reuniting with Sean McDermott. He was the defensive coordinator for the Panthers when Josh Norman made the Pro Bowl right before we gave him all of that money. And now he's the head coach for the Bills. So he'll be opposite of Tre'Davious White if he earns the starting spot opposite of Tre'Davious White. And Tre'Davious White is a really good corner, but at the same time, he is better in zone coverage, and the Bills will use that same system to bring the best out of Josh Norman. Josh Norman was never supposed to be playing man coverage like the Redskins had him doing. I blame a lot of that on Greg Minuski. I blame a lot of Josh Norman's failures and a lot of players just period not reaching their potential or whatever on Greg Minuski. Whether it be scheme or defensive play calling, whatever. All I know is Josh Norman is a zone cover corner. That's why he made the Pro Bowl. Then we asked him to press man, and, you know, of course, because of ego, he wanted to press man the best receiver on the other team. So of course he's out there getting killed. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Again, what would y'all do in that situation? You're getting paid all this money. There's all these expectations out of you. And you're just going to sit there and humbly be like, you know what? I'm not about to volunteer and demand that I guard the number one receiver on the other team. I'm just going to sit here and cover whoever wants to come to me, even though I'm eating up a fourth of the salary cap of this team alone. Y'all know y'all would take that challenge. At least I would. I'm sorry. I don't care how not good I am. I'm getting paid all that money. People looking at me like I'm supposed to do it. I'm gonna rise up to the challenge and at least try it like Josh Norman did. It's just so sad because in zone coverage, he can use his eyes and his intelligence, which he does have, to his advantage. But then in that man coverage, that lack of speed, quickness, and athleticism gets exposed. But like I said, luckily for him, he's going to the Bills, who should use him the way he was used in Carolina when he made the Pro Bowl. Which takes me to how this benefits the Bills. The Bills get a cheap corner. Like I said, $6 million. That's very cheap. Of course, he's not Byron Jones or James Bradbury or any of those guys. But them as one human being, even though they are way better, are going to be making around $10 million more a year more than him. So they get Josh Norman for cheap. If he doesn't work out, it's only $6 million against the cap. If he does work out, they have a really cheap corner. I mean, Tre'Davious White is probably about to be out here making $16 million a year once he resigns. So in my opinion, it's just a win-win for the Bills. Like I said, if he doesn't work out, you're only losing $6 million. If he does work out, you're only paying him $6 million. You're getting a starting corner for $6 million, which is crazy right now. And also for the Bills, if they feel like Josh Norman can pan out and actually be a good starting corner still, even with him being 32 years old, then that means that you can focus your best draft capital, like your first, second, third round picks, on other positions of need, like receiver and all of that type of stuff. You don't have to worry about corner just yet. Josh Norman may actually be a good bridge corner. They worry about corner in next year's draft or the draft after that, depending on how well he performs, if they end up re-signing him after the 2020 season or whatever. But at least for the Bills, as an advantage, they bring in Josh Norman. If they believe that he will be good, instead of having to draft a corner in one of those earlier rounds, they can use those picks to draft other positions of need. Offensive line, wide receiver, whatever. Maybe even running back. I mean, you never know. He had the third highest coverage grade according to Pro Football Focus grading system back in 2015. Of course, he was 27 years old back then, but you never know, man. Going back to a similar system that he had when he was performing that well should bode well for the Bills. And now for the Redskins and how this whole situation benefits them. Well, after making $62 million off of us over 4 years, the Redskins were able to get all of that cap space he was taking up off of them. I know this isn't necessarily pertaining to today exactly. This happened weeks ago. But as part of this, he was set to make $12.5 million in 2020. And then by the Redskins releasing him, they had to eat $3 million worth of dead cap this year for 2020, which has saved the Redskins $9.5 million worth of cap space this year alone. That's big time savings. To even maybe spend in free agency to go get his replacement, like a James Bradberry or Byron Jones or whatever. And also for the Redskins, him not being there makes room for the other corners in the cornerback room to step their game up and compete for a starting role. Because going into the 2019 season, even with how poorly he performed in the 2018 season and before that, we still expected him to be the starting corner, and we pretty much expected Quentin Dunbar to be the starting corner opposite of him. So in camp, Fabian Moreau and Jimmy Moreland, maybe they practiced mentally like they were starters, but we already knew they wouldn't be starting. With Josh Norman out the way, it opens up the cornerback competition completely. We may bring in James Bradberry or Byron Jones, and then Quentin Dunbar should be healthy, but at the same time, there's no, we're spending too much money on this guy, and even though he hasn't shown that he has been worth it for us so far, we're still gonna force him into the starting lineup. Now it's like an honest cornerback competition. I'm pretty sure if we go spend money on a James Bradberry or a Byron Jones, we're gonna expect them to start. But at the same time, we're not forcing somebody that we're paying all of this money to start literally just because we're paying him all of this money and not because he actually deserves to start. So for Josh Norman, new scenery, gets to go back to the same defensive scheme that had him out here balling, making the Pro Bowl, and he's making some decent money. Nice little 1-year prove-it deal for him to just go out there and ball out and earn himself another contract. Then the Bills get a cornerback, whether good or bad, for only $6 million. So if he's bad, it's only $6 million. Just release him if you have to. If he's good, you're only paying a good starting cornerback $6 million. That is crazy value. And for the Redskins, we save a lot of money in free agency to even possibly go spend on a replacement for Josh Norman. It's a win-win for everybody. I'm glad to see everybody's happy. I'm definitely glad to see Josh Norman out there finding a home. It's cold out there in Buffalo, so wrap up. But man, I wish you the best for real, man. No hard feelings this way, man. Like I said earlier, I would have taken that bag too. I don't care what they would have told me to do. Man, I could have been a D lineman. If they offered me Josh Norman money to go play quarterback, even though I've never done it before, I would have done it. If they wanted me to go be a special teams gunner, I would have been the best special teams gunner you ever would have seen, no matter how bad I was at it. I would have played my heart out. But yeah, man, that's it for this quick Redskins video. Just wanted to report this real quick. I felt like it was worth noting, and I also wanted to show Josh Norman some love, because a lot of the times he gets a really bad rap amongst Redskins Nation. And on the field, he deserves it. honestly. But I just wanted to show him some love real quick, and I'm about to get back to working on my other videos that's way more important, but I just wanted to report on this first. So make sure you like the video if you learned anything. If you liked it, please subscribe if you haven't. Endless content coming. Like I said, the draft content is about to start heating up. Once I get these other videos out the way, I'm about to start coming to y'all with draft stuff and watching a lot of film and all of that type of stuff. Even going to be doing another mock draft. So make sure y'all stay tuned. I appreciate all the support. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.